Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now we are going to discuss the ninth cranial nerve, which is called as glossopharyngeal nerve. It is a mixed type of nerve, means carrying sensory and motor and the parasympathetic. All the sensations are supposed to be passed through this ninth cranial nerve. We are looking into the cut section of that medulla oblongata in which these nuclei are buried. So concentrate. You are looking that this is the main motor nucleus of the glossopharyngeal nerve, which is called as nucleus ambiguus. The upper part of the nucleus ambiguus is taking part in the nuclei of this glossopharyngeal nerve. Then you can see there is another nucleus which is called as inferior salivatory nucleus, and this is parasympathetic in nature. And then you can see another nucleus which is the nucleus of the tractus solitarius. This is sensory in nature. Its middle part is taking part in the or contributing in the formation of the nuclei of the sensory nucleus of this glossopharyngeal nerve. Now you can see these are combining, and the nerve is coming, and you can see there is a superior and inferior ganglion over the glossopharyngeal nerve. And from here you can see that this glossopharyngeal nerve will move to their destination by passing through the internal, this is the place where it has to pass through the internal jugular foramen. Now I will take you to another picture for a little bit explanation of its distribution. Now concentrate here again, the superior inferior ganglia, and the glossopharyngeal nerve is coming downwards, and you can see that it has to reach the its motor branch is reaching the stylopharyngeus muscle, and also it is giving branches to that middle constricted muscle, middle constrictor muscle rather. And you can see that through internal jugular foramen, the common carotid, the artery, and along with this the internal jugular vein, they are also passing through. There is a carotid sinus over it, and fibers from here carrying the baroreceptors which are lying inside. Information from here are also taking part into it. And now you can see that its supply is towards the posterior 1/3 of the tongue, and also towards the tonsillar branches to the tonsil, and as well as to the soft palate. And you can very well see that they are also taking part in the tympanic plexus, and so can contribute to that of the parotid salivary gland after passing through the otic ganglia. That is all the detail of its functional components that are being supplied to various areas. Now again focus on the same diagram, in which you can see that this nerve, along with its basic 3 nuclei, for the common sensation that has to be taken towards the brain stem, the fibers few, and in the you can see the spinal nucleus of the trigeminal nerve as well. And I have already mentioned that the baroreceptors in the carotid sinus are also traveling with this glossopharyngeal nerve, and then what happens, they have to terminate on this nucleus of the tractus solitarius, and also they are connected with dorsal nucleus of vagus. If you can observe here that they are also touching this as well. Now what the carotid sinus reflex is to do, it assists in the regulation of arterial blood pressure. And now you can see these all have to pass or ascend upwards to reach to the thalamus and hypothalamus, and finally they have to reach to the post-central gyrus of the cerebral cortex. In this way the glossopharyngeal nerve, which is motor, sensory and the parasympathetic, in its supply will travel through all its nuclei and supply the related. Now look into this orange color now, which is 10th cranial nerve. This is the vagus nerve, and You can see that it is coming out from the medulla oblongata inside. So its nuclei are must buried inside to that of this medulla oblongata. This is again a mixed type of nerve. Let's see the cross section of the medulla oblongata to see its nuclei. Concentrate, this is the main motor nucleus of the vagus nerve, which you also called as nucleus ambiguus. The nucleus ambiguus middle part takes part in the formation of the main motor nucleus of the vagus nerve. Then you can see the nucleus of the tractus solitarius, which is sensory in nature. Its lower part is taking part in the formation of the sensory nucleus. Then you can see the dorsal nucleus of vagus, which is parasympathetic in nature. Now you can see they are making connection, and they have to send fibers by passing to the thalamus and the hypothalamus to reach the postcentral gyrus of the cerebral cortex. And what you can see again, that the corticonuclear fibers from both cerebral hemispheres are coming downwards and entering into the motor nucleus of the vagus nerve. Then they have to pass through the internal jugular foramen along with the 9th and 11th cranial nerve. It's a cranial part of the accessory nerve as well. And now you can see the vagus nerve is they are having with the superior ganglia and the inferior ganglia. Afterwards it will supply in your body. And you know what about special thing regarding the vagus nerve? It is the longest cranial nerve in a sense that it reaches towards your abdomen up to the left colic flexure.